Good morning, Morning Musings by Melinda. Today's topic is small, medium, at large. Something that James Van Praagh uses, something that I use, because we're kind of short. But, I thought maybe I should talk to you about the truth about spirituality, mediumship, and psychic mediums and so on, because I see a lot of things on the internet that kind of are disturbing to me. One of the things that you must understand is that no one, and I mean no one, can predict the future. Not even God can predict the future. Why? Because all we have is this moment in the now. And our free will is the greatest gift that God has given us. And with our free will, we can change anything. Now, does that mean that when you're sitting with me, there are times that I say, it looks like this is going to happen, or it looks like that might be, or have I predicted a baby or pregnancy that has come true? I had someone one time come to see me, and she said to me that she saw me 8 years ago, and that one of the names that I had given her was somebody she dated, and the other name that I had given her was somebody that she was going to marry. I didn't predict that exactly. I picked up on the vibration of the name. I work with name frequencies because it's real and because names hold energy. And when you're sitting with a medium, you should have real, verifiable, absolute information. Yesterday I was talking to somebody, and her mother gave me last names. It was really, really interesting. The day before, I was talking to somebody whose father worked with heavy equipment, and I got the name of an equipment company. Now, that's verifiable that your loved one is talking to you. You know, it says in Leviticus not to talk to mediums or spiritualists or psychics or whatever. That's what it says in the Bible. And I think that part of the reason that it says that is because how do you split hairs? How do you say to a group full of people, only talk to somebody that gives you verifiable information, but don't talk to this one? You kind of just have to throw it all out because, you never know what somebody's going to believe. I can't even tell you the number of times someone has come to me and someone has predicted something awful. And probably, I'm going to say 20 years ago, a lovely young man who went to a psychic in Colorado who predicted that he was going to die in a car accident before he was 30. Well, I think he's 40-something now, but it scared him. It scared him so much. And gosh, can you imagine living with something like that over your head? Yeah, there's been times that over history, things have been predicted accurately. And Nostradamus certainly did some predictions through his quatrains that we can bend and mold into being predicting the future. But the future is ours to create. Our free will can change anything in the future. I once went to an astrologist that told me I was never going to get married again. That was 2 husbands ago. So, what I'm trying to say is, we are supposed to listen to our own intuition. We're supposed to live our own karmic profile. If I could predict the future, do you think I would have had some of the husbands that I had that were not exactly great for me? Of course, I would have avoided that, but I didn't because I have my own karmic profile, my own free will, my own learning lessons, my own, contract with myself on what I'm supposed to learn. So you have a contract with yourself. That's your destiny, okay? But your free will is how you get to that contract. So the way I teach it is if you live in New York and your contract, that agreement that you have with your own soul before coming down to the earth plane on what you want to learn. So you live in New York and your contract is to get to California. Your free will is the transportation of how you get there. So you might take a train or an airplane, you might take a boat, you might take a motorcycle, you might take a bicycle, you might hitchhike, you might walk, you might crawl. And all of those modes of transportation will give you experiential data. And some of them will make you get to California a whole lot longer than other modes of transportation. That's life in a nutshell. You will get to your destined lesson. But you may take a mode of transportation that gives you lots of experiences and makes that, getting to that destination a whole lot more painful. Okay? So I just want you to understand that when you're listening to people in this business or watching all of it, try to avoid the Fruit Loops and wind chimes, okay? Try to avoid all that, nonsense. It's really easy to make something up with somebody. Oh, you were this and this in a past life, and that's why this, and this happens. I very rarely tell anybody what they're doing in a past life. If you want to figure out what you're doing in a past life, go for some hypnosis and go back and find out for yourself. I do believe in past lives. So anyway, I just want you to understand that the future is yours to create. No one can tell you what's going to happen in your future for sure. Absolutely no one, okay? And okay, this is a good question from Susan Shira. And hi, Maria from Canada. I'm not doing readings this morning, and so this is just my daily lessons. I was told that I'm an old soul, and if I don't want to come back again, I don't have to, because I've learned everything that I'm supposed to learn. Well, that may be possible, Susan. I hope so. I think that we really don't know that here on the earth plane, although I did tell one lady once in a group setting that she didn't have to come back again. But it's possible. Remember that if you don't want to come back again, do the right thing even when it's not the easy thing. That's the bottom line. I mean, everything is simple here on the earth plane. It's about integrity. It's about respect. It's about doing the right thing even when it's not the easy thing. It's about taking responsibility for your own mistakes. It's about verbalizing that. It's about the power of vulnerability. It's about putting love first. It's about putting God in your vibration. It's about all of those things and more. So, Julie, you said I would buy a house in Florida, and I did. Well, thank you for that confirmation. But Julie, your free will could have kicked in and something else could have happened and you might not have bought the house. And I remember someone telling me that their mother had Alzheimer's and she wanted to know when she was going to cross because it's a terrible thing to watch your loved one with Alzheimer's. And I said her mother was going to cross in February. Well, she did cross in February, but 3 Februaries later. So I just, Abuelita, I believe you're an old soul too, okay? All right, so all I'm trying to say to you is listen to your own gut and intuition and don't give your power over to anyone. Anyone that's a psychic medium is just supposed to be giving you validation, confirmation, things that you already know, suggestions that you haven't thought of, tell you how the energy lays out, give you a message from your loved one with verifiable information so that you know it's them. That's the way it rolls, okay? So I am a small medium at large.